Da-da-da-da-da. I am your singing telegram.
They are the most unlikely group of dinner guests you could imagine. They are the characters in the new motion picture Clue. Taken from the Parker Brothers board game, Clue stars 7 of the screen's best-known comedic performers in an ensemble cast. The characters in this mystery comedy include comedian Martin Mull as Colonel Mustard.
Colonel Mustard strikes me as a very commanding presence.
He's kind of an old fuddy-duddy.
Well, Colonel Mustard is probably not the quickest on the mental trigger.
Eileen Brennan from Private Benjamin is Mrs. Peacock.
Mrs. Peacock, I should say very powerful. Just a hint of snobbery, perhaps?
Let's put it this way. I think her hat gives it away. I think the only reason her head is in one place is that the termites are holding hands.
I'm a senator's wife, politician's wife. I'm a socialite.
Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future is Professor Plum.
Professor Plum is the type of academic who gave the universities of this country a bad name.
I find myself asking professor of what?
He's a psychiatrist, specializing in libidinal phenomenon.
Very bright, a little absent-minded.
I don't know anything about that.
Lesley Ann Warren from Victor Victoria is Miss Scarlet.
Miss Scarlet, the word tart is used so often, and quite often erroneously. I would say in her case, the word tart is right on the money.
When I first met her, I must admit the words cheap and tawdry sprang to my lips.
She thinks she knows it all.
Michael McKean from Laverne and Shirley and the cult classic Spinal Tap is Mr. Green.
Mr. Green is sweet. He's very sweet.
Mr. Green is a little too light in the Capezios, as far as I'm concerned.
Mr. Green is not tough. No.
I guess what you'd call a bureaucrat.
Madeline Kahn from Young Frankenstein is Mrs. White.
Mrs. White is a little too dark to fathom. She's like a bottomless well.
Definitely psychopathic, I would say. But chic.
She seems dangerous.
That's really all I have to say about myself.
And from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Tim Curry is Wadsworth the butler.
Extremely efficient. Wadsworth is Mr. Efficiency.
I'm sure he does his job very well. He's the most interesting. Very charismatic. And he's got secrets.
My ambition is to be the very best butler, the perfect butler.
What exactly do you do? I buttle, sir.
When the combination of these comedic talents come together in this murder mystery, it creates a unique chemistry on the screen.
These people are some of the most serious screwballs I've ever worked with in Hollywood. And the nice thing is I think an awful lot of that is on film.
Mr. Green! I had to stop her screaming.
The filming of Clue required that the complete cast be together for the entire 2 months of shooting. This day-to-day interaction created a special bond between the performers.
We are almost all the time, or a large percentage of the time, we're all there in a scene, all of us. It's like a grown-up breakfast club.
It was a very supportive group of people, and we all found each other's humor wonderful.
Working with this cast has been one of the greatest experiences of my life. And there's not one of them, not a one, right down to the cook, that I wouldn't, tomorrow morning, if asked, first thing, take pen in hand and sign the papers that have them committed.